Naim Prodhan from peak 945 here from Dhaka. So today the topic is again the same thing, that is when is the reopen. Okay, so to reopen the lockdown, what do we need first? So there is a steps of activities called test, trace and isolate. Test is detecting if you have coronavirus already present in your body or not. Trace is something that who has the symptom of coronavirus, and isolate is when you know that there is a problem with this guy, isolate him to keep safe and himself even to stop the spread. Okay, so who are working on this? Because I'm a tech guy, so I mention them first. Okay, that is Google and Apple is working to create some technology which is called contact tracing. Okay, then Pinterest and he's working to create an app which will detect the tracking of the persons in the places where testing is not present. Okay, so the tracking is the places where testing has not been started, so they will track to detect the persons who are vulnerable for the coronavirus. Okay, so this is the technology people are doing, along with the predictive analytics is going on to understand, to know and tell the governments and the decision makers that what to do at what time. Okay, so now the term which is spreading around the world by the governors, by the country heads, that stay home, stay safe. This is the current terms that they're telling to the world, that stay home and stay safe. So when it should get a reopen, so maybe in Europe, Angela Merkel, she's also telling that stay home, stay safe until we have testing kits around. We know how to test, how to trace, how to isolate, so that we can know that we have some control to stop the spreading. In that case only we can start the lock over, right? You can get a release that time. And now the question is when it is. Someone is telling in Europe it may be the 4th of next month. It may extend one more week. It may be the 9th. Also, these few of the states in US, from this Friday, there will be a bit release in some of the industries, small industries like saloon, therapy, sports, bowling, gyms. They can come out and go there in a few of the places where the spread is less. And from the next Monday, few of the restaurants and theaters might be open. So it is based on the spreading, and you know that not all the states are that much affected. This is the reason why this relaxation. And the next thing is that who is suffering more? In the rural people, where there are hospitals, they are out of payroll. So last month, Donald Trump have passed a bill to use $100 billion for them. And now these rural hospitals can survive. Yesterday, and Donald Trump is telling a temporary stop for immigration, and it may be a bit longer time also. So what is the reason for him to do that is he wants to protect US jobs. He wants that his people will work there. Okay, so he don't want that new people come in and capture their own people's job. Okay, and also one more reason is the corona. That is, most of the immigrants, and previously it has been observed that they are immigrants, and most of the healthcare workers are immigrants. And in that case, if he starts getting in people in the healthcare industry, the virus along with them may be gathered in the hospitals, and it may create some problem of the patients and the citizens of US. So this is the combat initiative to protect their people and stop the immigration right now, because Chinese and other peoples who are vulnerable and have bad intention may get in. Okay, most now another reason out there might be This is the major reason. There's job safety, combat corona, okay, and utilize his fund in the proper place. Okay, now Georgia, they're telling their mayor that do not open now because we cannot test, trace, isolate. Till now we don't have that much capacity. So last day I told you that DOD is gonna get to prepare a lot of testing kits, and right now 1.5 lakh people are getting tested every day in US. So once the testing, tracing, tracking, isolation is with that much amount, then it can only have a real pain, right? So till then, to keep safe, you stay home is a voice from around the world from the leaders. One more news is that, I don't know, for some it may be a good news, for some it may be a bad news. That is, from 11th April, Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader, he had gone through a surgery. Previously he had a smoking problem. He was very hard worker, and along with he had some heart issues. So altogether it created, and you saw he has his weight is 300 pounds. So in that case, overweight, obesity, altogether he went through a surgery, and from then he is not visible in the public. He missed the 15th April big occasion based on his grandfather most probably. He missed that, but his sister is a big powerful person. In absence of him, if it's a grave danger for him, then his sister may come up, and who is very much competent and is a sibling and a very similar type. Okay, so next is the oil, right? The oil war. The war was going on a few weeks back between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Donald Trump, who intervened into the war and pleased both of them, so quite pieces are there. But we must understand that every day the US will need 100 million barrels of oil, and because of the lockdown it is down to 80 million barrels, and price is very low, and we don't know what we'll have in the near future. But current time the war is in a bit stable, and every party is happy based on the Trump's intervention over the price and the supply of the oil, as well the production capacity from the Saudis. Okay, so next is the China trade deal. Everybody must obey by the trade deal, and this is the basic policy that when you, for example, when in a UN or in a trade organization, you set some rules and regulations, and at some point you don't follow that, then why you create the rules? So it's the basic thing that you have to follow what you have planned and decided sitting on a single table together, right? So in that case, so in the rural hospitals, when there is a payroll shortage, so Donald Trump put some incentives like funding to work in this crisis time. So what is the things we can do which have some impact anywhere in this world? Because this is a time where the economy is down, and when the US economy is down, the largest economy in this world, and the other people who do business with them is a global world. Everybody is dependent on each other. So in that context, what you can do is provide free coffee around your place who need them. Provide medical supply from your own effort to the rural hospitals. You can create a hotline where you can talk with the senior citizens, like you can share some jokes, stories, and support them. Motivate to cheer up a specific group who is working and combating such a corona war. So you can create some old laptops which you are not using, some devices together, and spread them to the hospitals where the patients are alone and they leave their parents. so they can have some entertainment using those digital devices. You can prepare some books for the children to let them understand what is the coronavirus, how to keep safe from the virus, what to do from their side. So you can create some entertainment and feeling better by the healthcare workers that they're the real fighters. Because why they're fighters, I tell you. Because when you go to test the corona, the person who has corona, you have to go near 1 feet to that guy. You have to put some thing into this place. So they're the person who gets most closer to the. It means if the corona is a machine gun, they're the person who moves the front line. So to cheer up them, you can prepare them in the front premises, create some pictures, create some songs with them dancing. This will encourage them to work over there. So you can deliver essential supplies to the elderly people who are very old and depressed. So these are the things. There's a lot of other things you can do, but it's the basic things I just suggest you that this is how you can create some impact in this current corona war and this crisis moment. So these are thing I want to share. So the basic objective of my mind was that when it should be a reopen. What the governors around the world is telling right now, their voice is stay at home, stay safe. When to reopen? Sorry, the reopen might be at some point when availability of the testing, tracing, and isolation feature altogether are present all over the world. Then at that time, but before that, some of the places where the spread out is not so evident, in those places people can go to the gym, therapists can come and go, you can go to the saloon, you can go to the playground, you can go to the gym, and this is the things that the leaders are telling. And now, I tell you some moral. That is, once I was working in MS, Management Science and Stress, is a high-tech analytics is their business, business intelligence, which is a company of Dr. Alford. And there one guy told me that, Naim, just remember that in this world nothing is free. Not a single money you can earn without any effort. And one more example I tell you, so you have to work hard to get the result, right? So until you don't have any impact on the real work where other people get benefit, you are not getting any return from that work. So that's the main thing I can tell only. Then one more thing, they said me that every person is a human. It's a creation of the Almighty God or Allah, whatever name you name it. But when you see that, for example, the car is standing there and you are standing here. You can come there to get into the car, and you are expecting that the car will come forward to you and you will get into the car. This is an example that every person is a human. You have to respect the driver that when you can step to him 5 feet, it's not necessary that he come over to you with that 5 feet, right? So this is the same for that when you order a coffee, you are waiting him longer hours. It's not necessary that he will stand for you because it's a creation of the God. In same manner, you can tell that every person in this country or other country or all over the world deserve the same amount of respect and behavior from each other. If you become very proud that because you have more power around and you will utilize that to force it to do something or restrict it to do something, it's not a good idea because the reasons that I have provided you, because it happens in the world and it will happen, and at some point the justice will be very much visible in this world unless you are not a well-wisher of the peoples and you are not a leader. So once you know that justice regarding every facet of this country, and when you know that every person of this country or the world requires equal respect, equal what they deserve, he must get it. It's not something you plan in a way that the person cannot get it. So this is the thing, this is the world is teaching to the people that we need peace. Why do we need peace? When there is equal justice, everybody's right is very much protected. That time only you can tell that the justice is there. Until that, when you do wrong, you do crime, you try to attempt murder or you try to kidnap, and this is our and the people knows that who is in power, or people is not getting arrested, in that cases you must pay back, because justice is not there, so your ruling is not correct. And when you take the correct action against those corrupted people, against the criminals, against the rapists, that time you can tell that I am the good governor. There is a message to the world, to the people of this country in Bangladesh. Thank you very much. And all this information I got from the internet, or some of them are from CNN, some from Iron Beamers, some from Incorporate, and some from the MSN News. And this is the thing I want to share today. Thank you very much. It's Naim Prodhan from Peak 945, and I am here from Dhaka. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Thanks.